Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to do a quick video. Shout out to Sharon Evans and everybody else that's been watching my YouTube videos and hearing my topics of the day and what I've been thinking about. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little parched here. It's hot in Louisiana. I don't know where you are. But yes, I wanted to give a shout out. In particular, Sharon Evans asked me to do a video about what I thought of Jennifer Lewis's diss on Bill Cosby when she appeared on the Breakfast Club, saying she had heard stuff because she talked about going on the Cosby Show, and some girl with red hair, I'm assuming it's a white woman, described or told her she was raped. And what's interesting is that Jennifer actually said, "Oh, come on, he couldn't have done that," and thought it was the casting couch. And she mentioned that. So obviously she's familiar with what goes on in Hollywood. My whole thing on it, and I'll be brief, is that if Jennifer Lewis or Bobcat Goldwyatt or D.L. Hughley, Andrew Dice Clay, Patton Oswalt, all of the people that have been throwing Bill under the bus or saying all of this stuff, if they had strong knowledge and information that a crime had been committed, that he was raping any woman or sexually assaulting any woman, then they should have came forward. Just like with Michael Jackson, why would any parent keep bringing their children over to Neverland Ranch with these amusement parks after their first settlement in 1993? What's very interesting with Michael is that Michael had over 85 accusers as to Bill, who had 62. Now, I personally thought that Michael Jackson was being exploited, and I didn't believe necessarily he did all of those things, just because I couldn't see all of that happening, and no adults in their right mind would keep bringing their child over and over again unless they were either interested in getting some type of payday and they were exploiting their kids. That's what I thought of it. And I feel even with Cosby, I don't know every detail from every case. I have looked at it, but most of the women seem to describe themselves having a relationship with him. Some of them have had their stories thrown out in court. There have been defamation suits that have been dismissed because when they give a specific date, and you got to be careful when you give a specific date, they're able to describe where Bill Cosby was during those time periods. So one lady who sued Bill Cosby was at the Playboy Mansion, said it happened in 2008. He sucked her toes. That's the crazy story side of it. But when they, name is Chloe Goins, and when they looked at the records of the flight records of where Bill Cosby was on that specific date, where I believe she said it was in August 2008, Bill Cosby was in New York at the time. So the point being, you got to be very careful when you say things and when you give specific dates with these women, because they will say things and get caught in a lie. But the mainstream media, I don't believe, has even reported this. You got to hear about it on websites like YC News or independent media like Drew News, Nicole's View. They have, and it has been coming up, I've seen through some Associated Press articles, but again, they're not put out in the mainstream. So that's just what my thoughts are about it. People can agree to disagree. Whether they, Jennifer will say, "Oh, I knew this and knew that," but really, why didn't you say anything? Didn't you have an obligation morally to say, if you knew Bill Cosby was raping someone? Same thing with, and not just her, Bobcat Goldwyatt. You say you always knew Bill Cosby was a rapist. Did you guys ever say anything, or why didn't you say anything 30 years ago when all of this was supposedly going on? That's just my take. Peace.